Hey people of VC, it's Andy at Cloudy and Mulder. Collection update time with vinyl, CDs and some tapes as well this time around. Stuff, some of this stuff I've had for, 6 or more months and only really just got around to digesting. Something else I've only had for one day, and it's really unusual for me to have something so soon, and I feel familiar enough with it just to show on a video the same day. So let's dive in, because there's quite a bit here. First off, I got this on release day, but I've been holding off showing it, and it's been shown quite a lot by a number of people, and that's the new Evil album, Hell Unleashed. Came out around 18th of May. Really good album. It's their 5th studio album, but it's all changed. It's been quite a few years since their previous album that they released, and it's all changed. Matt Drake has left the band, and Matt Drake was not only one of the guitarists, but he was also the lead singer on the others. So his brother Old Drake, who had left the band as well for a short period of time, but rejoined and took over the vocal duties. And I'm in the Matt camp, I'm afraid. I'm finding it a struggle. Now this is, I don't mean to say this album is bad. It has grown on me every time I play it. I've played it quite a few times so far, but it's Ol's vocals they're just rawer and rougher, shall I say. So they've gone from kind of having more of a Metallica sound to more maybe Slayer, that kind of thing. But it's definitely a heavier album, and it's going to take a few more spins, I think. I enjoy it, but it's probably not one of my favourite Evil albums. There we go, it's the row. Now, another album that I got on release day, another UK thrash band. This time they're a band that were around in the 80s, and that's Holisade and Anastasis. Now this album is awesome. I really like it. It is not full-on thrash metal though. There's Philip Holisade. It's not full-on thrash metal. It has so many different layers to it. It's a little bit of a supergroup. Paul Trotter, Adam Ironside and Hugh Holding have all been in other metal bands through the years. But I say this is, at times this is thrash. It's definitely got thrashy riffs to it, but it's different enough from... I'm finding a lot of modern thrash releases. They're very well produced, almost too well produced, and I don't like it for that fact. All the songs seem to be the same pace, same level all the way through, and there's not that much to choose between them in terms of tracks. But the 10 tracks on here and the bonus track's actually quite interesting. So Rise is the single that they had out last year, or the video track that they released, and they've got a bonus track of it as well, featuring Simon and Jack Hammer Jones, who I think was the original Holisade guitarist. But tracks to check out here. Check out Weight of the World. I think that's one of the ones that I'm thinking of that has slow parts, it has straight up heavy metal parts, it has full on thrash metal parts. It's really good. 7 Seconds, Abandoned at the Gates. Rise is a good one. That was a slow burner for me, but I at the moment much prefer the Holisade release to the Evil one, and again because it's not every song is the same, and it just keeps me interested all the way through. So very recommend checking out Holisade Anastasis. Moving on to the tapes. So these are 4 from the same band. These are all from Seven Sisters, one of my favourite UK traditional metal bands at the moment. This is a mixed bunch of tapes actually. They all came in these nice black and gold slipcases. So Seven Sisters they formed their own fan club on Facebook. It's a Facebook group, basically. And they put out a poll to say would people be interested in tapes and would be interested in fan club only tapes. And they got enough people responding that they decided to do a limited run of tapes. I picked up the fan club bundle, which I think was these three. And most of it isn't metal, to be honest with you. This one is actually, so Kyle, one of the main guys behind the band, I forgot his surname now. He has a side project. Kyle McNeil, I think it is. I'm gonna have to look it up now. What an idiot. Yes, Kyle McNeil. There he is there, second from the left. He has a side project where he writes kind of 8-bit, really old school, my old school classic computer game style music. And what he's done here is he's reworked 5 Seven Sisters tracks as 8-bit computer game style music, and it's called 8 Bits and Smash Hits. Now this is something I'm not going to play a lot. I played it through once, and it's fun listen because I know the songs. If I didn't know the songs, it probably wouldn't have kept my interest up. But it was part of the bundle. I was quite happy to get it and support the band. The next two were two that were released during lockdown, and I was really happy to support the band in this light. Now, Campfire Tales, they originally released on vinyl, and I was one of those idiots that thought, no, I don't need that one, because it's acoustic versions of some of their songs. And when it was released, some critics called it like hippie folk shit, and they've used that tagline a lot now when they're advertising this album on Facebook. They sort of talk about shitty folk music release, and but it's actually really, really good. The songs on here are Lost in Time, Seven Sisters, there's Borderline, which is the Thin Lizzy cover, Avenger, and Cast to the Stars. Really good songs, really, really well done. This is on a fan club exclusive. It's like a lime green vinyl that's not coming through very well on there. Echoes of a Distant Time, they've recently released this one on vinyl, and this is their first couple of EPs. It's on a light blue see-through shell. So I picked this up on vinyl as well, but it was a bundle. I love a bundle. And the other one I got wasn't part of the bundle on this nice light blue tape shell is the Seven Sisters debut album, which I also have on vinyl, the High Roller Records release. But again, happy to support a band that I love. Think they're absolutely fantastic. So great to pick up a few cassettes. Don't know if you can hear what's going on in the background. This is Kursk and their debut album. I got this as VCLT from Bev very recently, and it's absolutely killer album, really, really good. Slightly doom-laden heavy metal, straight up heavy metal, fantastic stuff. Really, really good traditional heavy metal played the proper way. So well worth checking out. Kursk on Wormhole Death Records. Onto the vinyl. An album I have had in my inbox for a long time, and only just got round to listening to. I actually picked this one up when I think it was the Rock Scout ages ago sent me a link on Amazon and said it was like ridiculous price, it was like 12 quid or something. Anyway, it's Metal Allegiance Volume 2, Power, Drunk and Majesty. This is from 2018. Metal Allegiance are a project of Mark Menge, Mike Portnoy, Dave Ellison and Alex Skolnick, and then they get a bunch of other vocalists coming in and singing the songs for them. I don't like this as much as the first Metal Allegiance album, I have to be honest. It's a double album, and I think they probably could have got away with a single release that I would have loved. So, side one, brilliant. I mean, Mother of Sin with Bobby Blitz, absolutely, that's the best track on the album by far, well worth checking out. Bound by Justice with John Bush, really, really good as well. Terminal Illusion, Mark Tornillo. So I would swap out King of a Paper Crown from Johan Hegg. I don't like his vocals at all. And maybe swap it with, if Impulse Control with Mark Osagueda was there, that one album alone would be a killer album in its own right. And then, okay, the second album I probably wouldn't play so much. But we got Max Cavalera on here, so Mark Osagueda, Floyd Jansen, Mark Tornillo, John Bush, Trevor Strnad, Gatefold, playing back vinyls, Nuclear Blast, so you know it's well packaged, but absolutely fantastic stuff. I think there's some other guest musicians on here as well. Who else is on here? Andreas Kisser, he makes an appearance on a couple of tracks. Nita Strauss. Yeah, if you have not checked out Metal Allegiance, it's well worth doing. It's just a great side project of a lot of these guys, and good original songs as well, so well worth checking out. Okay, next up, I mentioned this in my last update. I showed a few Dogs D'Amour songs, and a couple of the singles. Sorry, and a couple of singles were from the album Errol Flynn. And I mentioned that I enjoyed it so much I had to go out and grab it online. Well, it arrived a week or so ago and has been on my turntable a lot. I am on a big Dogs D'Amour kick so far. So the singles that I showed were Drunk Like Me and Satellite Kid were a couple that were from here. But A Drunk Like Me, that's a real earworm song. I have been singing that one over and over again. Satellite Kid is a great song as well. Playing back vinyl on China Records. Nice, pristine, original inner sleeve as well. Dogs D'Amour, very sort of bluesy hard rock. They're not metal at all. The songs are kind of about sort of melancholic, drunken moments and regret, and it's just really, really good stuff. If you've not checked out Dogs D'Amour, I thoroughly recommend that you do. It's from 1989. Oh, well, this one was in my inbox for the longest time, and I hadn't forgotten about it. I just hadn't got around to it, and I put it on last week, and I loved it. Absolutely fantastic. This is Apocalypse's, I think it's their debut album. I think they only released 2 albums. This is on Under One Flag, which is obviously the thrash metal branch of Music for Nations. It's just fantastic. This is a Swiss thrash metal band. Completely no frills releases you get on Under One Flag. Every label is the same, black vinyl. Yeah. Got any of those tracks I would recommend. It's a great album from start to finish. Even the instrumentals now, not the biggest fan of instrumentals, and there's 2 on this album, but thrash metal instrumentals just seem to work because a lot of thrash metal songs tend to be really long anyway, and some of these instrumentals are probably just as long as the instrumental breakdown in some of those songs too. So Apocalypse from 19... I knew I'd forget this one. I looked this one up before because I couldn't find it. It's 1988. Yeah, 1988. Stupid cover, but there we go. Well, 1979. Gillan, Mr. Universe. I think this is his second album. It's an absolute banger. I bought a bundle of Gillan albums months ago, and I've been drip feeding myself and I've shown a couple of them so far. I think Double Trouble was the last one I dived into. But what put me off of this one was the cover, really. It doesn't really scream sort of hard rock and metal for you. But this is mostly a great 70s sounding metal album. Songs on here like Secrets of the Dance, Roller, Mr. Universe, great song. Vengeance, even some of the lyrics are just bizarre as well. If you read the lyrics for Roller, what they got here, keep your hands on my lever, watch it while I stab your beaver. He's no good, he's no boy, I'm the ruler, he's the poor boy. The lyrics are really bizarre, but this is absolute banger of an album. It's obviously Gillan was in Deep Purple, a very successful time within Deep Purple. Colin Towns' keyboards sound is, I mean, it's the influences of Deep Purple are really, really heavily in here. But I would listen to this over Deep Purple any day of the week. Absolutely, this is a fantastic album. Don't be put off by the cover. It's it's actually a lot heavier and faster than you'd get from looking at that. But you know, 80s denim and leather hadn't really necessarily hit the spot at that time. But killer album, really, really surprised me how much I liked this one. This one was actually a surprise extra VCLT I got from Jim Davies. It wasn't included in the last package that he sent, but in the VCLT package I got from Bev, he'd also, I think, recently sent Bev something he kind of took there as well and asked her to pass that on, which she did. Absolutely fantastic stuff. This was on my wish list. Who is it? It's Askalong and Reflections. As you can tell, it's a British new wave of traditional heavy metal band. And I love my British new wave of traditional heavy metal. I did a video a few weeks ago on about the British Steel album. Thinking of doing a follow-up and showing the rest of the sort of modern new wave of traditional heavy metal bands from the UK that I have in my collection. So when I can get my arse in gear, I will get round to do that. But it's a 5-track EP. Every song's a winner. It's on No Remorse Records, and I think it came out around 2016. Yeah, 2016. Speed Days, Reflections, Red Leather, Outlaws Hymn, The Enforcer. It's just killer stuff. Nice hard stock lyric sheet. Stylized artwork of the cover, and still plain black vinyl with custom labels. But well worth checking out Askalong if you like your metal traditional and you like your metal heavy. Thanks for that, Jim. And last but not least, and this is the one I was talking about before. So I usually have records for weeks or months before I get around to showing them, and some records click straight away, some don't. This one has clicked straight away. This is Havoc and Time Is Up, originally from 2011. This is a 2020 reissue. I only ordered it yesterday and it arrived today. I have Mark G with a C to thank for that. He gave me a heads up that they were selling these for about £12.70, I think it was, on Amazon, delivered if you had Prime, and I thought I'd grab it. I'm kind of okay with Havoc. I have a couple of Havoc albums. I have Havoc 5 and Conformicide, and I'm kind of okay with that, or thought I was. I would never say that they're a band I'm going to go out of my way and collect stuff with, but I got 5 nice and cheap, and I got Conformicide nice and cheap, and now I've got Time Is Up. Instantly, I only had this today. I have played this 4 times today, and this is my favourite Havoc album by far out of the 3. Out of My Way, favourite song on the album from just today's playthroughs. But I've listened to it enough to know it well enough to show you guys and give it my endorsement. Havoc, Time Is Up, well worth it. Oh, this is on a really nice splatter as well. Or splatter, or more of a, it's kind of more of a smudge. It's yeah, interesting. It's not kind of a uniform splatter by any means, but do like the effect they've ended up with. Discogs describes it as a black, blue, white, yellow splatter, but I don't see any yellow in my bit, in my version of here, so there you go. Yes, but killer release, and I'm almost tempted to go for some more Havoc, but then again I think I'll just have to wait until it comes into my cheap arse price range. Right, that's what you're getting. I've been really on a roll with stuff I've been listening to, and stacked behind me up there. Some of that was actually waiting for the next update, but these guys got in first, so we'll probably have another update sometime next week. Thanks for watching. As usual, let me know in the comments what you think of these albums, what you like, what other albums by these bands you like, you know, all that stuff. Let's talk. So, no, in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Cheers.